Air is a 2023 American biographical sports drama film directed by Ben Affleck. The film is based on true events about the origin of Air Jordan, a basketball shoe line of which Nike employee seeks to strike a business deal with rookie player Michael Jordan. The project was announced in April of 2022 with Affleck set to direct, as well as star and produce alongside Damon with their newly formed production company, Artists Equity. Principal photography took place between June and July of 2022, with Affleck reuniting with his frequent collaborators, cinematographer Richard Richardson and editor William Goldenberg. While Michael Jordan was not involved with the production, he did meet with Affleck, offering several suggestions, including the casting of Viola Davis as his mother. Originally set to premiere on the streaming service Amazon Prime Video, distributor Amazon Studios opted to release the film theatrically first after positive test screenings, making it the first Amazon title since Late Night in 2019 to be released in theaters without also premiering on Prime Video. Air had its premiere at the South by Southwest Film Festival on March 18, 2023, and was released theatrically in the United States on April 5th. The film received positive reviews from critics, particularly for Affleck's direction, Convery's screenplay, and the performances of the cast. The film has so far grossed $89 million worldwide, against a budget of between $70 to $90 million. The cast includes Matt Damon as Sonny Vaccaro. John Paul Vincent Vaccaro is an American former sports marketing executive. He is best known for his tenure with Nike Incorporated, where he signed Michael Jordan to his first sneaker deal. Vaccaro left Nike for Adidas, then Reebok. He founded the ABDC Camp, an elite showcase of high school basketball standouts, for which he ran from 1984 to 2007. It featured future stars like Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James. Ben Affleck as Phil Knight. Knight is an American billionaire business magnate who's the co-founder and chairman of Nike Incorporated. He was previously the chairman and CEO of the global sports equipment and apparel giant. In April of 2023, Knight, along with his family, were ranked by Forbes as the 24th richest person in the world with an estimated net worth of $47.7 billion. Jason Bateman as Rob Stracer, a marketing VP at Nike Incorporated. Chris Messina as David Falk, an American sports agent who primarily works with basketball players in the National Basketball Association. He began his career representing professional tennis players and is best known for representing sports icon Michael Jordan for the entirety of Jordan's career. Matthew Maher as Peter Moore. Moore was an American designer who was a creative director at Nike and Adidas from the 1970s to the late 1990s. Moore is credited as the creator of the original banned Air Jordan 1 silhouette and the Nike Dunk silhouette. As a multidisciplinary designer, Peter Moore also created logos for sneaker brands, including the Air Jordan Ball and Wings logo, the Jumpman logo, and the Adidas Mountain logo. Marlon Wayans is George Raveling, a former American college basketball player and coach. He was also very good friends with Sonny Vaccaro. Viola Davis as Dolores Jordan, Michael Jordan's mother. Chris Tucker as Howard White, a colleague of Sonny Vaccaro's at Nike. And Julius Tenen as James R. Jordan Sr., the father of former basketball player Michael Jordan. Unfortunately, James on July 23, 1993 lost his life. After returning home after spending the day playing golf, Jordan pulled over on the US Highway 74, just south of Lumberton, North Carolina, to take a nap. Daniel Andre Green and Larry Martin DeMary spotted the car Michael had recently purchased for him. Green then shot Jordan to death while he slept in the car and then stole the vehicle. His body was later found on August 3rd in a swamp in McCoyle, South Carolina. Due to his body being in a state of extreme decomposition, it was through dental records that the police and his family could identify it was James. Green and DeMary made several calls from Jordan's cell phone. As a result, were quickly captured. Both were convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. The screenplay was written between 2020 and 2021. Convery had the idea for the film while watching a brief segment in the documentary miniseries The Last Dance about how Nike signed basketball player Michael Jordan and created the Air Jordan. The character of Michael Jordan is portrayed in the film, though his face is not seen and has limited dialogue. Although not directly involved in the film, Jordan did meet with Affleck prior to the beginning of the production and gave the project his blessing, asking for 4 changes to the script. Jordan asked for the inclusion of George Raveling, his assistant coach on the 1984 United States men's Olympic basketball team, who was the first to recommend that he should sign with Nike. Jordan also asked that Howard White, vice president of Nike Jordan brand and his personal friend, be included in the film. This led to Affleck casting Tucker, with whom he had long wanted to work with and whom Jordan knew. He also asked for removal of Tinker Hatfield as a character, as Hatfield, despite working at Nike at the time, was not involved in the creation of the Air Jordan. Finally, Jordan asked the roles of his parents, James R. Jordan Sr. and Dolores Jordan, be extended, and the casting of Viola Davis to play his mother, who was instrumental in making his mind up about meeting and signing a deal with Nike. Now, I found this to be a most enjoyable film. Obviously, going into a film like this, you fully know exactly how it's going to end. Michael Jordan, of course, would go on to become arguably the greatest basketball player ever. But of course, it's always fascinating to see and go back in time and to understand the men that took the chances and took the risks, as it were, in signing and creating a new deal that had never been seen before in sports history. Sonny Vaccaro was a basketball enthusiast. He understood the game. He loved the game. He knew everything about it. And very early on, he identified that Michael Jordan had just had something extra. That's something special, as it were. And he decided to basically throw all his chips in on this one player. Now, of course, everybody could see that Michael Jordan was very special, but just how special, well, only time would tell. The film portrays here Matt Damon playing Vaccaro as a man throwing all of his weight behind this one person. Going all out now, trying to discuss things with the parents, going around his agent, trying to convince his CEO and friends and colleagues that this is a sure bet and will make them a fortune down the road. Of course, Vaccaro was right. Michael Jordan went on to become one of the greatest players, and the Air Jordan deal was a groundbreaking and unique deal in terms of sporting business relations. What I loved about the film was the attention to detail. It's fundamentally a simple story, but what really makes it work is Affleck's sure-handed way of invoking a perfectly set 80s setting, with a very lively, funny and warm, passionate performances from all the cast, an exceptional script that's biting, funny, and moves along the story perfectly from Alex Convery. This is an example of the American dream, a funny and touching Cinderella story, if you will, about a company back in the 80s that was really so far behind the competition that took a chance, that believed in one man's vision, and became one of the biggest global sporting brands in the world today. It's really an easy film to watch, and a fantastic cast as well makes it even better. And seeing old friends Affleck here and Damon reunite again to make another film, well, they really just do work so well together. The rest of the cast are all on point here. I particularly enjoyed seeing Chris Tucker again, a guy that you don't see too much of. Viola Davis, of course, is once again superb. Matt Damon plays Sonny Vaccaro as a genuine enthusiast who really believed in what he saw. And Bateman turns out another sort of atypical Bateman performance, but it works in this film. Ben Affleck is kind of odd here as Knight, the eccentric CEO and billionaire, of course, of Nike. And maybe he could have cast somebody else in the role, but Affleck does like to act in his own pieces, as it were. But it's really a harmless, small role within the whole film. I also enjoyed Chris Messina here as David Falk, the highly ambitious sports agent here for Michael Jordan. It's definitely one of the standout turns within the film. Look, on the other side of this, you could view it as also a 2-hour ad for Nike and the uber rich, and a glamorization of capitalist exaltation. But for me, fundamentally, like I said, this is a Cinderella story. This is a story about a man who took a chance on an unknown player at the time, placed his career on the line, and signed what was arguably one of the most recognizable and greatest sporting deals ever made in history. It's a harmless, easily told film with a very good script and some very solid performances. Air gets an 8.5 out of 10.